Hey friends, I'm Dr. Patrice Butner Jackson, but you can call me PBJ. And we are in our third night of back to school with PBJ. And friend, I got to tell you, at the end of tonight, I have a huge announcement. I am so excited. If you have been following me, you are going to be very excited. If you're just finding me, it's going to be good for you too. So hang on in there. I am going to give you this spoonful of PBJ to prepare you. That's what we're doing. We're preparing you. Y'all hear my baby shaking and carrying on. Calm down, Bella. We are preparing you to go back to school. I know it's July. I know you are trying to squeeze the last little bits of vacation and rest. And honestly, for some of us, it don't feel like summer no more. I know in student affairs, we're like, where did our summers go? But we have to admit, it's a little bit of calm. It's a little bit of calm before August. August is a different beast and it's coming. But in order for you to be ready for August, there are some things that you need to do right now. So in the month of July, I'm going live every night at 7 p.m. Eastern to give you a little nugget, a little spoonful of PBJ, something you can do right now to prepare yourself to have the best school opening you've had. And I'm not talking about the logistics. I'm not talking about your lesson plans. I'm not talking about your student programming. I'm talking about your heart. I'm talking about your soul. I'm talking about your peace. Because if you are at peace, then you can handle all the things. Sometimes we go back and there's chaos in us. I don't know about you, but sometimes as July starts to end, the anxiety starts to ramp up because you know what you're going into. You're not going to do it that way this year. Not this time. We are going to prepare you to go back to school in peace so that you can have a phenomenal school opening. So that's what we're doing. So let's get into night 3. So night 1, we talked about what doesn't work. All right. I'm not here to teach you about time management. I'm not here to teach you resilience. You know how to do that. I'm not here to teach you about work-life balance. Okay. Everybody else is saying that, but I'm here to tell you there's something deeper that you need. On night 2, I asked you to answer the question, how are you? How many times have you stopped to check in on you? And if you missed night 1 and night 2, go back through my emails. It's on my timeline, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook page. Go find those and catch up. A little 10-15 minute nugget. You can use that in your life. Tonight, and I introduced this a little bit last night, but tonight I want to ask you about your tell. We need to explore your tell, TELL, your symptom. You have a tell. Your body, your mind, your heart, your emotions, your relationships, your environment, they have a way of speaking to you to let you know that you are in overwhelm and you need to do something different. This disrupting burnout is not about living this pie in the sky, stress free life. When you find out, let me find out if that was real. We live a real life, right? So I'm not here to, just sell you something crazy. I'm here to tell you that there are things that you can do and be intentional about, that no matter what the stress of the day is, you can be okay. Listen to me. You don't have to be tossed about by every wind of crazy that comes your way. You can be in a position that no matter the crisis, no matter the question, no matter the angry person, no matter the mandate, no matter what you are facing, you can be okay. And that is what I'm coming to give you in these nights of July. So, you need to know what your tell is. By knowing what your tell is, you will know when you are overwhelmed and when you need to do something different. So let's walk through. I want you to think as I'm giving you these prompts. I want you to think about what your tell, how your body, how your mind, how your emotions, how your relationships, and how your environment speaks to you when you're feeling overwhelmed. Because the key is not to avoid stress. The key is to know. The key is to know yourself, to be self-aware enough to know when you need to do something for you and when you need to take care of you. Our bodies speak to us all day long and we don't pay attention. Our bodies were created and built to speak to us, and we don't pay attention. So tonight, I want to encourage you, friend, it's time to pay attention. Okay, so let's start with your body. And I'm not going to keep you long. So, y'all, hold on because I got to give you that big announcement. Let's start with your body. How does your body speak to you? How does your body give you a warning sign letting you know that it's had enough and you need to do something to help it, right? I've asked this question in all of my workshops, and some of the answers I get are headaches. I get tension. People get tension in their neck and in their shoulders. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you relaxed your shoulders? When was the last time you took a real deep breath? A real one, not just getting through the day, not just breathing enough to keep going. But when was the last time you inhaled, you held it for a few seconds, and exhaled? Even in this moment, are your shoulders up by your ears? Is your jaw clenched? Or is your tongue stuck to the roof of your mouth? You don't even realize how much weight, spiritual, emotional weight that your body is carrying. And what happens is we start to adjust ourselves to carry the weight or to cover the injury, when really your body is just saying, hey, we need to stop for a minute. We need a rest. And we'll talk later in the month about how to rest. Because we don't know how to rest. We're going to talk about how to rest. But how does your body speak to you? Sometimes it's muscle aches. Sometimes there's a system in your body that's just not operating like it normally does. Digestion, respiratory. I had a faculty member share with me that she used to get sick at the end of every semester. She would make it through the whole semester, and during the time she was supposed to have a break, she would be sick. Why? Because her body was speaking to her. Her body was speaking to her, letting her know that she had carried all of that tension all semester long. And when she finally relaxed, her body had to manifest what she was carrying. How's your body speaking to you? How's your mind speaking to you? What thoughts are you pushing away during the day because you don't have time to deal with them? What are you thinking about before you lay down to rest at night? What are you thinking about when you get up in the morning? Your mind is speaking. What are you dreaming about? What kind of dreams are you having? And this is now, right, in July, but I also want you to think about this as you go into August. I don't want you just to be focused on everybody else. I need you to be focused on you, because you will be better for everybody else if you put you first. So what are those dreams? What are those thoughts that you're having? How is your mind speaking to you? You know, I'll tell on myself. I walked students to counseling for 20 years before I went for myself. I did. And I convinced them that counseling was a safe place to be. And it is. But I wasn't practicing what I preached until I hit rock bottom burnout. And then I went to counseling. And I promise you, I will always have a therapist in my life. Counseling doesn't mean you're broken. Counseling can be maintenance. If you have lived this life for any amount of time and you can articulate yourself, you need to go to counseling, friend. Because in life, you're going to pick up baggage and you're going to pick up wounds, and you don't even know you're carrying them until somebody can hold up a mirror and help you see. How's your mind speaking to you? How about your heart? Not the heart that beats, but the heart that feels. What emotions are you experiencing? Are you on this emotional roller coaster? Think about August now. Think about August. Are you happy one moment, upset the other moment? Or are you holding back tears or holding yourself together? What emotions are you experiencing? How's your heart speaking to you? How's your heart speaking to you? We've got to pay attention to what we feel. Maybe it's not a sadness or a frustration. Maybe you get a little crunchy, friend. Yeah, a little crunchy. I call it a little crunchy. And now you know what crunchy means. Now, if you are normally crunchy, if crunchy is your norm, I'm not talking to you. That's a different conversation. But if crunchy is not your norm, and you find yourself irritable, you find yourself short tempered, you find yourself being short with the people you love, that's a sign, that's a tell. Your emotions are speaking to you, friend. Listen, if you don't know you're crunchy, I tell you how you know. If you walk in the house and everybody in the house scatters to a different room, you might be crunchy, friend. How are your emotions speaking to you? How are your relationships speaking to you? I'm talking about the ones that matter most, the ones that in your final breath you want to look around and they are there with you. Your spouse, your children, your parents, your siblings, nieces and nephews, best friends. How are your relationships speaking to you? Are they intact? Are they broken? Are they shaky? Does August bring turmoil in your house? If so, we're going to change that. We got to pay attention to the tell. Pay attention to the tell so that you can do something different. And lastly, how is your environment? Your environment is a physical symbol of how your soul is doing. If you look around you and there's clutter everywhere, there's sign that there's clutter on the inside as well. And you might say, well, PBJ, I know where all my stuff is in the stacks. You might know, friend, but why do you have stacks? What are the stacks about? See, I'm talking what I know because I used to have stacks too. So you can tell that to somebody else, but I know what those stacks mean. So, friend, I want you to pay attention to your tell. Your question for today is, how does your body, your mind, your emotions, your relationships, and your environment speak to you when you are overwhelmed? Now, tomorrow, I'm going to tell you what to do when you get those tells. But just for today, I want you to acknowledge the tell. Okay? Acknowledge the tell. And now I got to let you go. But before I let you go, I have an announcement to make. I am so excited. Today, I'm offering you the first sample of my new book, Disrupting Burnout, friend. Listen, we have more work to do. Okay, it's still going to professional editing. We still need to design the book, but I can't wait till all that's done for you to start digging in. So there's a sample copy that I read myself for you that's available to you today. All you have to do is go to www.patricebucknerjackson.com/book. Again, patricebucknerjackson.com/book. Grab your sample, listen to the sample chapter, and listen, let me know what you think. I cannot wait for you to hear this book. Friend, go grab it today.